Welcome, high school baseball fans, to FSPN's coverage of South Florida high school baseball. We have a good one for you this afternoon from Killian Cougar Field, the visiting Cavalry Christian Academy Eagles that are led by head coach Wayne Rosenthal are paying a visit to Kendall to face the Cougars that are led by Chris Leon. Both teams are quality teams, and they're in desperate need of a win. The Cavalry Christian Eagles come in with a 5-5 record with 3 ties. The Killian Cougars have 6 wins and 7 losses to their name. On the mound for the Eagles will be Blake Sundberg. He's a junior, and he'll face Alex Fonseca, the senior for the Killian Cougars. I'm Uncle Muggs. I'll be bringing you the play-by-play today, and our program has been brought to you by Florida State Tentless Termite Treatments. Give them a call at 305-669-9292. We'll be right back with the starting lineups and the defense right after this. Welcome, high school baseball fans, to FSPN's coverage of South Florida high school baseball. We have the Cavalry Christian Academy Eagles, led by Wayne Rosenthal, paying a visit to the Killian Cougars that are led by their head coach, Chris Leon. It's a beautiful afternoon for baseball. Uncle Muggs bringing you the play-by-play. Florida State Tentless Treatment bringing us the sponsorship so we can bring you this content. And we're going to get started right away with the first batter for the Cavalry Eagles. It's Cole Deal. He'll be followed by Braden Rosenthal, and everybody's going to be facing the starter for the Killian Cougars, Alex Fonseca. First pitch is a ground ball to the left side. It's handled by the North Florida commit. Jonah Acosta throws over to Pops for the first out of the inning, and just like that, the Cougars, I couldn't even bring up the scoreboard. Boy, they ambushed me. So let's bring up the scoreboard. 1 out. And boy, you DJs out there got to give me a little bit of room here in the beginning. So if any of those DJs, and I'm not talking about you, Candido, over there at Southridge, you do a great job. I'm talking about the other DJs around the league. Let Uncle Muggs set up the game before we get into the scratching and the mixing and all that ultra kind of stuff. So Fonseca, he likes to work from the stretch. He's got a live fastball, and you saw it right there. Put one right over the plate to Braden Rosenthal, the first baseman. Lugo's on deck for the visiting Eagles. That one's outside. I can tell you your batteries, Alex Fonseca and John Chency. Over at third base is the senior Kevin Nunez. Jonah Acosta is right next to him at shortstop. Lucas Arcaute, the senior's at second base, and Pops. So it's a senior-filled infield. The 1-1 is like a changeup. Boy, he pulled the string on that one and caught the outside corner, and he also swung at it. So Chency's behind the plate. We'll go over the outfield in just a second. I think I misspoke. I called Kevin Nunez a senior, and he's actually a junior. So we got another season and a half of Kevin Nunez. Thanks, Kevin. And if you want to get held back a year, we can have 2.5 years of him. But I don't recommend that you do any of that. Okay, 2-1 the count. With 1 out, top of the first in a scoreless game at beautiful Killian Cougar Field. And there's one that's lifted over to the senior, the Indian River commit, and he's going way back on it. The wind's blowing out a little bit here, and that one gets over the head of Blanco for a double for Rosenthal. A 1-out double by Braden Rosenthal brings up the DH Carlos Luger. Preston Bialik is on deck, and the wind is blowing out. And it's steady at about 10 miles an hour, and it's going to help anything that's hit up in the air. Once again, the field spectacular. One of the best in Dade County. Chris Leon, Eric Martinez, Abel Alonso, they do a fantastic job. And so do the boys. They're out here before the game, hours and hours before the game, maintaining and making sure that this field stays top-notch like it's been for the last couple years. Lugo steps in from the left side. Scoreless game with a runner on second base. Low and away, and a nice stop there from John Chency. Jadon Heron is in right field. He's a senior. Kenry Blanco is a senior. He's in center field. And Jordan Scantleberry's in left field, and he's a junior. And we're at Killian Cougar Field in Killian High School. An easy take there for Lugo when that ball's up around your eyebrows. Picasso painted afternoon in Kendall. Another easy take for Lugo. The Eagles will have runners in the corners for their shortstop, Preston Bielik. I'm telling you, it was a long night yesterday. It was a 5-belita game. We went into 12 innings, folks. Wow, and he's going to wear that one. Bielik is going to have to get a little masajito or maybe some ointment or something after the game. Maybe that gun that they use, that thing. You like those sound effects? All right, enough kidding aside. The bases are loaded. We're at the Red Bricks of Killian to watch a high school game between the visiting Cavalry Eagles and the home team, the Killian Cougars. Chase Hamlet, the second baseman, steps in with one out and bases loaded. One out, top of the first, no score from Killian Cougar Field. On a beautiful Thursday afternoon, Fonseca is the pitcher for the Cougars. And there's an off-speed pitch. It catches the outside corner. The count goes to 1-2. And the 2-2 swung on, another foul ball. There's a look at Fonseca, Pops, and Arcaute. The whole right side of the infield. And after afternoon we get into the afternoon, the sun is going to get a little lower. The sun is going to set. The whole right side of the infield is going to have to go to glasses or shade their eyes somehow. Fonseca gets his sign from Chensi behind the plate. The junior backstop. And there's a hard ground ball hit to the left side. Nunez is going to come home for the force. They get one. Now they're going to go to second, and Chensi throws it into left field. The Eagles are going to score one at least. Here comes Bielik, and he's going to score a run. Fonseca looks into Chensi with a runner on first and two out in the top of the first inning, 2-0. That one's taken inside for a strike. A nice pitch. Fonseca found the inside part of the plate, brings the count to 3-1. There's an Eagle on second base for Coach Rosenthal and the visiting Cavalry Christian Eagles. There's another one swung on. The count's going to be full to the left-handed hitting pitcher Blake Sundberg. Runner on second is Chase Hamlet. He's being held on by Jonah Acosta. Fonseca gets him to pop up high to the right side. And it's going to go right into the net now by the stands. Boy, Fonseca takes his time on the mound. He finally gets the sign from Chensi. Takes a peek at the runner. Swing and a miss in the dirt. Will throw down to first base just as a formality. And the Cavalry Eagles, the visiting Eagles, they leave one, they get two. And we head to the bottom of the first inning, 2-0. And you're watching FSPN, everyone. Welcome back, high school baseball fans, to FSPN's coverage of South Florida high school baseball. We have a good one between the visiting Cavalry Christian Academy Eagles and the whole team, the Killian Cougars. The Eagles are led by their head coach, Wayne Rosenthal. Coach Lopez is in the dugout with him. Chris Leon is your head coach here at Killian. Next to him is Eric Martinez, and you'll find Abel Alonso on the mound for the visiting Eagles. It's Blake Sundberg. He'll take the mound with a 2-run lead. Behind the plate is Luca Eraza. Sal Lopez is the third baseman. Preston Bielik is playing shortstop. Chase Hamlet is the second baseman. Brandon Rosenthal is playing first base. Nicky Lombardo's in right field. Cole Deal is the center fielder. And Wessner Altidore rounds out the defense for the visiting Cavalry Christian Academy Eagles. And we'll go over the Miami Killian Cougars starting lineup with Lucas Arcaute playing second base. He'll be followed by Jonathan Acosta, the shortstop. The third batter is Kendry Blanco, and he'll play center field today. At first base, it's Jacob Popowski. He's a senior. Playing right field, it's Jadon Heron, and he's also a senior. Kevin Nunez, the junior, is playing third base and batting sixth. He'll be followed by Damian Leyva, the DH. Jordan Scantleberry is playing left field, and he's the eighth batter, a junior. And John Chency, who's also a junior, will be behind the plate for the Killian Cougars, and we should have a good one here for you today. Leadoff batter for the Killian Cougars is Lucas Arcaute. He'll be followed by Jonah Costa, then it's Kendry Blanco, and I'll go through the whole lineup once we get a quick break. But everybody's going to be facing a lefty who gets a sharp breaking ball over for the first strike, Blake Sundberg. He's a junior for the visiting Eagles. These Eagles were 2018 state champions. They've won their district in 2019, 2021, 23, and 24. And Wayne Rosenthal is at the helm. He's in his fourth year. Arcaute's at bat now with an 0 ball and 2 strike count. Takes that one high from the lefty Sundberg. The weather's been excellent. I recommend that you come out, take in a game, and support your local high school athletics. 2-0 ball game, and that's how you want to chip away at that 2-0 lead to get your leadoff man on, and that's going to bring up Jonah Acosta. Acosta steps into the box from the left side. He's the North Florida commit. He'll be an Osprey next year. The speedy Arcaute is on first base. The left-handed pitching Sundberg looks in, and he fires that one up around Acosta's chin. There's one that's slapped to the left side. Going back is Altidore. The wind's going to hold it up, and that's going to be the first out of the inning. One out, bottom of the first inning. The Cougars are getting their first chance to bat. They're down 2-0 on the visiting Cavalry Christian Eagles. And on the mound is their lefty, Blake Sundberg. But you can always count on him to play a steady center field and to be a positive team leader on Chris Leon's club. The Cougars are looking for Blanco to break out of that right here. He's got all the tools in the toolbox. Power, speed, good arm, good attitude. And he could swing the bat. Blake takes his time. There goes Arcaute, and the ball's hit into the gap. Here comes Altidore. He's going to catch it in the air, and he's going to try to double up Arcaute with a strong throw to Rosenthal at first base. So the Cougars are going to leave one. They get none. We're going to head to the top of the second inning with your score 2-0 in favor of the visiting Cavalry Christian Eagles, and you're watching FSPN. Welcome back, high school baseball fans, to FSPN's coverage of South Florida high school baseball, and we have a good one for you today. The visiting Cavalry Christian Eagles have come down from Broward to pay a visit to Chris Leon's Killian Cougars here in Kendall. We have a 2-0 ball game. On the mound is Alex Fonseca, the senior right-hander, and he'll be facing the 7th, 8th, and 9th hitters for these Cavalry Eagles in the likes of Nicky Lombardo, Luca Erazo, and Wessner Altidore. First pitch swinging is Lombardo. Top of the second inning, 2-0. Lombardo squares the bunt, and he whiffs one. Quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. Fonseca gets ahead. The Cougars went down in order, but not in your typical way. Arcaute got walked. Jonah flew out to left field, and then Kenry Blanco hit a shot in the gap that was caught by the left fielder Altador and doubled up Arcaute. Swing and a miss, and there's a strikeout. Chensi's going to throw over to Pops for the out. And that's first out here in the top of the second inning in a 2-0 ball game. First pitch up high for a ball was a fastball from Fonseca. He has 2 strikeouts. He hit a batter, walked the batter, gave up a double. 2-0 is where we are. Off-speed pitch up high, an easy take for Arazo. Breezy day, that's an easy take and a 5-pitch walk to the catcher, and it's going to bring up the last batter, Wesnar Altador, to face Alex Fonseca. A 1-out walk to Luca Arazo, and he's going to have a courtesy runner coming in for him. Altador trying to get something going here with 2 outs for the visiting team. He takes the first one up high for a ball. There's a look at Dickens and Popowski over there at first base. Fonseca comes set. There's a strike. And he could use a ground ball to the middle of the infield right here. Not going to happen with that high fastball. Altanor takes one inside. A 1-out walk, back-to-back walks is going to bring up the leadoff batter, the center fielder, Cole Deal. All right, the leadoff batter for the Eagles is Cole Deal. He's playing center field. He grounded his shortstop the first time up. And now he's coming up with a situation with a runner in scoring position and 1 out. And that one goes off the red bricks. Runners are going to advance. Boy, that was one of the wildest pitches. On deck is Braden Rosenthal. And there's one that smacked over to the right side, and it could be trouble because the sun is out there, but Heron's going to catch it. He's shielding his eyes. The runners are going to tag. We're going to have a play at the plate. No, we're not. Pops cuts it off, and that's going to be run number 3 for the visitors. Altador stays on second base, but it's going to score a run for the visiting Eagles. Braden Rosenthal steps into the box for the visiting Eagles that have a 3-0 lead in the top of the second inning, and they're not done yet. They have a runner on second base in the likes of Wesnar Altador. The first pitch by Alex Fonseca is taken outside. So sacrifice fly off the bat of the leadoff batter, Cole Deal, extends the Eagle lead to 3-0. And Rosenthal, who has a double and a run scored, is in the box now for the Eagles, and he swings and hits a rope over to Popowski at first base, and a beautiful play by Pops. Great play for the 3rd out of the inning. The Eagles are going to leave one. They're going to get one. Your score is 3-0, and we're going to head to the bottom of the second inning here in Cougar Country, and you're watching FSPN.
Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram for a list of upcoming events. And every Sunday, it's Inside the Park, the weekly recap show with your host, Chappie Castillo and Uncle Muggs.
Welcome back, everyone, to FSPN's coverage of high school baseball. We have a good one here between the visiting Cavalry Christian Academy Eagles and the home team, the Killian Cougars, and they're down 3-0. Up to bat now for the Cougars is the first baseman, Jacob Popowski, and he just made a great play on a hard-hit ball off the bat of Rosenthal, and he'll be followed by Jonathan Heron and Kevin Nunez, and if anybody gets on, it's the big lefty, Damian Leyva, and they're going to face the hard-throwing lefty, Blake Sundberg, who is the starter for the visiting Eagles of Cavalry Christian Academy, and they're out of Fort Lauderdale. And there's a hard smash to right side. It's going to be picked up by Hamlet. Tosses over to Rosenthal for the first out of the inning. Coming in the box for the Killian Cougars is the senior right fielder, Jadon Heron. And it'll be lefty on lefty here because he's facing the left-handed Blake Sundberg. He gets the first one over for a strike. 1 out, bottom of the second, 3-0 in favor of the visiting Cavalry Eagles. That one slapped to the left side. It might fall in front of Altidore, and it does. Altidore knocks it down. Jadon's thinking about second base, and now he goes back to first with a nice, clean base hit the other way. Good piece of hitting by Jadon Heron. Coming in the box for the Killian Cougars from the right side. It's the third baseman out. Sundberg is going to face the third baseman, Kevin Nunez. And he takes a strike down the middle. There's a close-up of the lefty. And we'll get a look at Jadon creeping into the picture there. Throw over to first base. Not in time. And that was the, I don't think that was Sundberg's best move. That was the one that he says, I know you're there. I'm just going to toss it over here, but I'm not going to give you my best move yet. There's the throw over, and that could have been move number 2. That one was a little bit quicker. I think he's got another one up his sleeve. He's hustling, spends a lot of time on base and stealing bases, and he's a threat to go here. Nunez takes, going against these Eagles, trying to chip away. Here's a 1-2, swung on and missed. There's a throw down to first. So a strikeout for Nunez is going to bring up the lefty Damian Leyva. And his walk-up song was, Here We Are Now, Entertain Us. And that's what the Cougar fans are looking for, some entertainment. Wind's blowing out. 2-run home run here would be nice. Leyva takes one low and away. Did I tell you that Heron has good speed? Everybody seems to know, including these Eagles. That's where we are. Bottom of the second. A swing and a little check swing, and the ball comes out to the right side. It's going to stay fair. The catcher throws it in time to get the third out at first base. So the Cougars are going to leave one. They get none. We're going to head to the top of the third inning with your score 3-0 in favor of the visiting Cavalry Christian Academy Eagles. You're watching FSPN, folks. Don't go away. All right, welcome back to Killian Cougar Field. We got a little late coming back in there. I apologize for that. You're watching FSPN. Great game between a Broward County team. They're from Fort Lauderdale, the Cavalry Christian Academy Eagles that are led by their head coach, Wayne Rosenthal. And I got to meet Wayne before the game. Super nice guy. Coach Lopez as well. We have a 3-0 game, and there's one that's slapped in the left center field. Scatterberry's going back on it. He slides, and he makes a sliding catch to help his pitcher out. Boy, that was a big out. First out of the inning's always a good one, but that was spectacular by the junior left fielder. And that was Carlos Lugo, by the way, and now it's going to bring up Preston Bilick. And he was hit by a pitch his last time up. He scored a run. He'll be followed by Chase Hamlet, the second baseman. And a 3-run cushion here for the Eagles. They put up 2 in the first, 1 in the second. And Fonseca's trying to shut him down here and keep his team within like arm's length. I mean, you get outside of 3 and you're going to have to, throw nets and stuff at people. But 3 runs, you can reel in 3 runs, especially with this offense. They've been swinging the bat really good lately. They beat Braddock on Tuesday 5-3. Week before, they put up 11 runs against the Archbishop Bulldogs, and Fonseca seems to be settling in here. 1-1 count. There's a nice off-speed pitch, stays high. Good take by Preston. And everybody needs a win here. I mean, Cavalry Christian, they're 5-5-3. There's a foul ball. And if you look at that score and you don't know they're a baseball team, you think they'd be playing hockey with all those ties. But they belong to Class 3A, District 13. Like we said, Wayne Rosenthal's their head coach. He's in his 4th year at the helm of the Eagles, and they were state champs in 2018. 3-0 here from Killian Cougar Field, and there's a ground ball hit to the left side. Here comes Acosta. He throws across his body, and not in time to get the speedy Preston. And the North Florida commit showed good range there. That's going to be a base runner here for the Eagles in the top of the 3rd inning with 1 out. Chase Hamlet, the second baseman. He was on by way of a fielder's choice, and he'll face Fonseca, who starts him off with a strike. 1 out, top of the third. Uncle Muggs bringing you the play-by-play. I'll fix that camera. Got a little loose on a fly ball. Try to climb up there between innings and straighten it out. Quickly, 2 strikes on the batter. He's the 5th batter for the Eagles. He'll be followed by Blake Sundberg. He's the left-handed pitcher. These Eagles are no strangers to success. They've won their district 3 out of the last 4 years. Chensey setting up outside to the right-handed hitting Hamlet. That one's in the dirt. Nice stop. A bit right center field. There's one in the dirt. That gets by Chensey. We got a quick moment. Let's talk about our termite guys. Florida State Tentless Termite Treatments. Give them a call, 305-669-9292. Get on their program. Avoid putting that huge tent and all the hassles that come with tenting your home, having to leave, maybe staying at your mother-in-law's house. There's one that's hit right back up the middle. Jonah's going to get a glove on it. He fires across the pops for the second out of the inning. Boy, a nice play showing some good range is Jonah Acosta. And he's going to love it up there in North Florida. He's going to be an Osprey next year. Runner gets over to third base, so Bialik is only 90 feet away from scoring. Blake Sundberg, the big lefty, the pitcher steps in with a chance to help his own cause. And it's getting to be that time of day where the sun is setting behind home plate here at Killian Cougar Field. And that's a nice change up there to start off to the big lefty. So the whole right side of the field, Arcaute pops, Jadon, even Kenry Blanco in center field has to shade his eyes somewhat. Here's the pitch from Fonseca. Oh, and that one gets away from Chensey. Here comes the runner. Bialik is going to make it. Preston's going to stay on first base. The score is going to be 4-0 in favor of the visiting team, the Cavalry Eagles, on a pass ball. That one gets away from Chensey, but not far enough. Count goes 3-0. These Eagles have scored in every inning. And there's strike 3 called. Strike 2, apologize. Scoreboard operator had me faked out. That one's high. The courtesy runner is Nate Betts. And he makes a big turn around second base, but he stays put there. And I believe here comes Chris Leon right on cue. He's going to come out and have a word with Fonseca. We're going to take a quick break. You're watching FSPN. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Welcome back, high school baseball fans, to Killian Cougar Field, where we have a good one between the Killian Cougars, the home team, and the visiting team are the Cavalry Christian Eagles, and it's a 4-0 game. We're in the top of the third inning, and the new pitcher on the mound is Sebastian Perez. He's a right-handed pitcher. He's a junior for these Cougars, and he's seen a lot of action. He comes in middle relief. He'll close games. He'll start games. He's one of the most versatile pitchers and players that Chris Leon has on this roster. He's a true competitor. He makes every pitch count. And he'll go after you with a good fastball and challenge you with a hard slider. And he'll be facing Luca Erazo, the catcher, who grounds one to the left side. And that's picked up by Jonah Acosta, and he goes over to first base. And that's going to be the third out of the inning. The Cavalry Christian Eagles are going to leave one. They get one. Your score is 4-0, and we're heading to the bottom of the third inning. And you're watching FSPN, everybody. Welcome back, high school baseball fans, to Killian Cougar Field. And we're bringing you some high school baseball between the visiting Cavalry Christian Academy Eagles and the home team, the Cougars from Killian. I can't. I got to hurry up every time. These DJs don't give me any time to talk. I can't set up a game. So if I come to your school and I'm broadcasting a game, DJs, I need a little bit of space for the at-bats. I need a little bit of space on the third out so I can introduce and just set up the game properly. And once I leave the next game, you could do all the DJ scratching and mixing, and you can have Ultra out here if you want. But when I'm here, I need some space, guys. Dominguez is pitching, smoked down the third base line right by Sal Lopez. Good pickup by Westnar. He got to the ball in a hurry, and that's going to keep Scantlebury to first base, but he has a leadoff base hit for the home Cougars. Chency is your batter. He is a junior. He's the catcher. He's a captain of this team. He's a leader. And with nobody out and a runner on first base, he's looking to get a hit here off of the new pitcher, Jacob Dominguez. There's one taken outside for ball 4. We're going to have Cougars on first and second base for the leadoff batter, Lucas Arcaute. We have a pinch runner. His name is Julian Zeladon. We call him G-Dub. And he's standing on first base, and Arcaute squares the bunt. He puts one back to the mound. Dominguez underhands it over to Rosenthal at first base, and the runners are going to advance, and there's going to be one out for the second batter, Jonah Acosta. All right, Acosta steps in. He's the shortstop. He's made some nice plays on defense. He's going to face the lefty, Jacob Martinez. And my battle with the DJs continues, folks. I mean, I'm sorry, pero hey, you guys me tienen que cooperar conmigo, caballero. Work with me. I'm here to provide something good for these kids, exposure. And there goes a wild pitch, and that's going to score the speedy Scantlebury that got on with a base hit to lead off this inning. Good job, Jordan. Over 310 down the lines. Acosta swings at one and hits it to the right side on the ground. It's going to be picked up. They're going to concede a run, and the Cougars are going to cut the lead in half, 4-2 in the bottom of the third inning. 4-2 is your score. We're in the bottom of the third inning. The home team has just cut the lead in half. And they're facing a new lefty, Jacob Martinez, a freshman. Henry Blanco steps in, catches, gets the inside ball. He looks at a ball inside. 3-0 to the Indian River commit. And from time to time, you'll see him shading their eyes. An easy take for Blanco. And that's going to bring up Jacob Popowski. Here comes head coach Wayne Rosenthal, and let's see if he's going to just talk to Dominguez. I don't think he's going to yank him yet, although there's some action in the Cavalry Christian bullpen. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. You're watching FSPN, everybody. After a brief mound visit from head coach Wayne Rosenthal, he leaves the lefty in there to face another lefty, Jacob Popowski. And Dominguez's first pitch is hit to the right side of the infield. It's scooped up by Hamlet, and there's 3 outs. So the Killian Cougars are going to leave 1, but they're going to get 2. And we're going to head to the top of the 4th inning with your score 4-2. And you're watching FSPN. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Sports Programming Network.
And there's strike 3 called. A big strikeout there for Sebastian Perez, the hard-throwing righty. I told you he was a competitor. The leadoff batter for the visiting Eagles, Cole Deal, steps in. He had a sacrifice, and he grounded to a shortstop, and he's facing the right-hander, Sebastian Perez. Quickly 1 strike because he fouls that one straight back to the leadoff batter, Cole Deal. There's a called strike 3, 2 outs for Sebastian Perez. And with the sun setting, everybody over there on the right side is shielding their eyes. They're pulling down the brim of their caps to cover the sun that's right in their face. The infield shifts over to the left side. Sebastian Perez puts one in there that looked like a strike. That one's hit high to right center field. There goes Blanco. He's got to cover a long distance. It's going to hit the bottom of the wall. Rosenthal's cruising to second base, and he's going to make it in there. Strong throw by Blanco, but that's the second double of the day for the big first baseman, Braden Rosenthal. Carlos Lugo steps into the box. He was cut down at home plate. He was walked, and he flied out to left field, and he's a left-handed batting DH. He'll be followed by Preston Bilick. Jadal Heron is in right field. Henry Blanco's in center field. Jordan Scanterbury's in left field for the Killian Cougars. And that's another one roped to center field. Henry Blanco goes back on. He's going to make the third out. The Cavalry Christian Academy Eagles are going to leave one. They get none. Your score is still 4-2 in favor of the Eagles, and we're heading to the bottom of the fourth inning, and you're watching FSPN, and you're listening to DJ Killian Cougar Guy. We'll be right back. That one gets away from the catcher. And he's not going to get the speedy Jadon Heron. All right, runner on first base for the Killian Cougars, and they're going to send up the third baseman, Kevin Nunez, to face the big lefty, and he swings at the first pitch. There's a good look at the lefty. That one just catches the outside part of the black of the outside part of the corner for a strike. Let's see if Coach Leon sends Heron here. And that one's hit over to the right side. It's going to be picked up by the first baseman. He goes to second base for the only out that he has, the force out. That's going to be the first out of the inning for the Cougars. There's a hard hit ground ball to the right side, and that's going to get through. Nunez is going to stay on second base, but a solid base hit for the DH, Damon Leyva. 1-1 the count to the left fielder, Jordan Scanterbury, with two runners on base in a 4-2 game. And that one's hit hard to the third baseman. It comes off his glove. Nunez is going to make it safe. The long throw is not going to get the speedy Scanterbury, and the bases are going to be full of Cougars with one out here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Your batter's John Chency. Your score's 4-2. There's one out in the bottom of the fourth inning. And the Cougars have a legitimate scoring opportunity here in the bottom of the fourth with a good hitter, John Chency, up to bat. One out. Nunez is on third. Lucas, that came in to run for the pitcher, or for Damian Leyva, is on second. Here to the Killian Cougars offensive party. And wow, he wore that one. And he's a tough guy. He's not even going to rub it. Nunez is going to come in and score. Fernandez goes to third, and we have a one-run ball game. All right, here comes head coach Rosenthal. He's going to, I think, pull Dominguez. He does. We're going to take a quick break. It's a 4-3 game. There's runners, bases loaded, and the leadoff batter is coming up, Lucas Arcaute. Thanks for watching FSPN, everybody. All right, welcome back, high school baseball fans. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning in a 4-3 game between the visiting Cavalry Christian Academy Eagles and the home team. The home team has the bases loaded. They have their leadoff batter up. That one's fouled straight back. That one's popped back over here by us. I'm looking at the 1983 state champion, Albie Fernandez, for some help, and he doesn't even move. He was a catcher. He was a former catcher. He should be able to pick that ball up in no time. Kept his arms crossed. He kept the beer in his hand. No beer. I'm just kidding. Lombardo, that gets away from the catcher, Raza. We're going to have a tie game here at Killian Cougarville. Arcata with a chance to get the lead. The infield's in. Let's take a look at the infield for head coach Lombardi, and that one slapped to the right side. We have a tie game. Another foul ball, and they're going to give him a second because Arcata fouled that one off his foot, and that hurts. That's like 100 bees stinging your foot. The leadoff batter, Arcata. Lombard's pitch, and that's hit high and deep in the left center field. And there goes Altador, and he makes a catch right at the warning track, right before the wall. And the Killian Cougars are going to take the lead here in the bottom of the fourth inning, 5-4. Runner on third base. So Killian's not done. A base hit here from the senior. Boy, and he wanted one there. He swung at a fastball. Boy, Lombardo can bring it. He put some cheese on that one. I think it was Munster or Parmesan, but that got there it was quick. And they got a piece of him. He's going to get a free pass. The wheels are falling off here for the Eagles. Runners in the corners for the Cougars. They're going to need to call a mechanic. You guys got AAA? And I think that got a piece of him. That got a piece of Henry Blanco to load the bases. And not only the wheels are falling off, I'm hearing some transmission problem, and I think it's pulling to the left. And here comes head coach Rosenthal. And I think he's got a wrench with him. Cougars are going to send up the eighth batter this inning in the likes of Jacob Popowski, the first baseman. He's grounded out twice to second base. Base hit will get him another run and extend the lead. Boy, that was a good pitch to swing at there. He takes it for a strike. He gets hit by a ball. And that one's cranked up the middle, and there he is coming through. Jacob Popowski, one for sure. The second one standing up. And we got ourselves a lead change, and the Killian Cougars are up 3 runs. Jadon Heron steps in, and he started this with the strikeout about 40 minutes ago. There goes the runner, Pops. And that's, I think, his first career stolen base. Buddy, it took him about 15 minutes to get down there, but he got his first stolen base, I think, since Little League, since T-ball. Oh, we're having a lot of fun here. It's fun when you're up. At the end of the day, we're all having a good time. We're here to support our local high school athletics. Your batter's Jadon Heron, and he's facing the lefty, Nicky Lombardo. And now the bases are going to be loaded. Nunez steps in to the box as soon as the music stopped. So I'm going to introduce him really quick. It's Kevin Nunez. It's your third baseman, and he's facing Nicky Lombardo. They had 2 in the bottom of the third. They've answered back. The Eagles came out and put 3. They put 4 on them. That's a foul ball. The count goes to no balls and 2 strikes. Your batter's Nunez. And there's one drilled in the left field, and a nice play coming in is Westnor Altador. The Cougars are going to leave 3, but they're going to get 5, and they're going to get the lead, and your score is 7-4, and we're heading to the top of the 5th inning from Killian Cougar Field.
You're watching Miami-Dade and Broward County High School Baseball on the Florida Sports Programming Network. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram for a list of upcoming events. And every Sunday, it's Inside the Park, the weekly recap show with your host, Chappie Castillo and Uncle Muggs.
Welcome back, high school baseball fans, to a great game between the visiting Cavalry Christian Academy Eagles and the home team, the Killian Cougars. And they're up now 7-4 as we go into the top of the 7th inning. The pitcher on the mound is Sebastian Perez, and it must be nice to be Sebastian Perez. You go into the dugout, you're losing, and now you come out and you're up by 3. Now you can pitch, and there he starts him off with a strike. And this is Preston Bielik. He'll be followed by Chase Hamlet, and then it's Blake Sundberg, the big lefty who started this game. And there's some help on a comebacker. Right back up the middle. Not in time to get the speedy Blake Byberg. Pinch batter is Martinez. He steps in to hit for Chase Hamlet. Martinez takes the first pitch over for a strike. That one's weakly hit to shallow left field. Jonah's coming back. He covers a lot of ground. He makes the first out of the inning in shallow left field. Momentum has shifted. It was with the Eagles, and they had the lead. They had a 4-2, and they seemed to have this game under control. And the Cougars said, wait a minute, I'm going to put up 5 in the bottom of the 4th and make it interesting. With one out in the top of the 5th, Sebastian Perez saying, don't touch that dial. The runner goes, and there's Chensi's throw. It's a little bit on the base side, and wow, what a play by Arcaute. That ball got through Acosta somehow, and it's short hop Alcate, and he was able to barehand that one, avoiding the runner from advancing. Top of the 5th inning. There's a hard hit ball right up the middle. It's going to get through. We might have a play at the plate. A strong throw by Blanco. And they had the scouting report on Blanco. It says DNR, do not run. Indian River commit with a 94-mile-an-hour hose. We'll take runners in the corners with one out. Nicky Lombardo's in the box. The catcher's on deck, Luca Erazo. And with one out, Perez has got to pitch his way out of this jam. I wouldn't be surprised if the runner goes here. And there's a hard hit ball to the right side. Carte's going to get one. They're going to say he's safe. We're going to have a 7-5 game. Sundberg is safe at second base. And that fielder's choice puts Lombardo on first base. Westnar Altidore is on deck. There's the 2-1, and wow, what a play by John Chensi. There's one that's chopped to the left side of the infield. Slowly hit. Nunez with a heck of a play. The runners will advance, but there'll be 2 outs here in the top of the 5th in a 7-5 game, and it'll bring up the last batter for the Eagles, Westnar Altidore. Now it's swung on and fouled at the plate for Altidore, hanging tough. Here's Sebastian's pitch. Swung on and lifted into shallow right center field. Blanco's got it. He shades his eyes, and he gets the 3rd out. The Eagles are going to leave one. They get one. Your score's now 7-5, and we're heading to the bottom of the 5th inning, and you're watching FSPN from Killian Cougar Country. Welcome back to the bottom of the 5th inning, everyone. You're watching FSPN. And we've got a good one here for you today, a 7-5 game. The home team is winning, and they're going to send up Damian Leyva, the DH, and he's going to face Lombardo. An easy take, and ball 4 for Damian Leyva.
Here comes head coach Wayne Rosenthal to make a pitching change, and we'll be right back. You're watching FSPN.
Welcome back, high school baseball fans, to FSPN's coverage of high school baseball, and we have a really good game between the visiting Eagles of Cavalry Christian Academy. They've come down to Kendall to face the Chris Leon-led Eagles, and here's Jordan Scanterbury squaring off the bunt. He has a runner on first base. The new pitcher is Cole Deal. He throws one in the dirt. Araza can't get it. The runner's going to scoot into second base. I believe that's Leyva that's still in the game. Good game so far. And I've been waiting to say this. Deal deals, and he puts that one outside. I'm a broadcaster nerd. And there's one hit right up the middle. It's going to go into center field. We'll have runners in the corner for the Cougars. 3rd hit of the game. It's going to bring up John Chensi. He's also scored 2 runs. Deal's first pitch is hit foul by the catcher, Chensi. Deals the righty. And there's a delayed steal. Nobody out, bottom of the fifth. Good contact hitter up. Nice slider, and he just reached out and touched someone. And that might be, no, they're not going to send him. A good, strong throw. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't even see him come off the base that much. So we had a miscommunication there, and that's a second out. Brings up the first batter, Lucas Arcaute. That one's hit high and foul. If there's enough room over there for Sal Lopez, he'll make the play, and he makes the third out of the inning. The Cougars get none. We head to the top of the sixth inning, and your score is 7-5. You're watching FSPN. Don't go anywhere, folks. Welcome back, high school baseball fans, to FSPN's coverage of high school baseball, and we have a good one from Killian Cougar Field between the visiting Cavalry Christian Academy Eagles that are led by their head coach, Wayne Rosenthal, and the Killian Cougars that have Chris Leon at the helm. It's a 7-5 game. We have a new pitcher on the bump. It's big Zach Fernandez, the Tusculum University commit in Tennessee, and he'll be coming in to close the door for Chris Leon's Cougars that are up 7-5. Top of the sixth, starts them off with a sweeping slider. Cold deal. And he hits that one into center field, and Kendry goes back. He's got to cover a lot of ground. It gets over his head. The speedy deal goes around second base, and he's going to go into second base standing up. Stand-up leadoff double for the first batter, and that's going to bring up Braden Rosenthal, who already has 2 doubles and a run scored. He's going to face the right-handed throwing Fernandez. Deals on second. Fernandez takes a peek at him, make it a long stare. And now Rosenthal takes a strike. He squared off the bunt. There's a good look at Fernandez. And pops. It's in on the grass. There's your runner on second base. Good camera work there, crew. Got a great camera crew out here today. Getting you some good shots here on FSPN. That one's in on the hands of Fernandez. Nunez is going over, and he has enough room. He'll make the play, and he does. Boy, that was similar to Sal Lopez's catch to end the last inning. The wind pushed that one back in on the field for the first out of the inning. Steps in another left-handed batter for the Eagles. He's the DH. He got walked and fly to left field and fly to center field, and he has a runner on second base with 1 out here in the top of the sixth in a 7-5 game, and he's facing Zach Fernandez, who's coming in from the stretch. Acosta playing cat and mouse with Deal on second base, and that one's hit and lifted to right field. Heron goes back to the wall. He's going to take a look at it, and we're going to have a tie game right here at Killian Cougar Field. Boy, Carlos Lugo got a hold of that one, and with the wind helping him, we've got ourselves a tie game. The DH, Carlos Lugo, has tied this game in the top of the sixth inning. And please, I can't do another 12-inning game, not back-to-back nights, guys. You're killing me. There's a swinging strike at a slider. I'll tell you what, if we go into the ninth and we're tied, I'm leaving. I'm not doing 12 innings anymore. I don't care how much you people pay me. I'm not doing this. There's a hard hit ground ball to the left side. It's going to pick up by Acosta, who comes across the pops for the second out of the inning. 2 outs brings up the second baseman. Well, we have a pinch hitter who came in before. It's going to be Owen Martinez, the batter from the right side. Last time up, and with 2 outs and nobody aboard, he squares the bunt. and he pops one up to the left side. But here comes the diving Nunez. Boy, he smelled that one like a customs bloodhound, and he came in and got that one out of the air for the third out. But the Eagles are going to get two. They're going to leave none, and we're going to head to the bottom of the sixth inning with a tie game, 7-7, a touchdown apiece, and you're watching FSPN. 7-7 tie. Welcome back, everyone, to Killian Cougar Field. Beautiful Kendall. Jonah Acosta, the North Florida commit, is facing Cole Deal, who starts him off with the strike. Cole Deal came in for Nicky Lombardo. There's a little number hit to the shortstop, and he's going to have to run and tough it out. And he just gets the speedy Acosta by half a step. One out here. Kendry Blanco steps into the box. He was hit by a pitch, got walked, and flied out to left field his last time up. And now the sun has really come down. There's a slider from Cole. And the entire right side of the Eagle defense is holding their gloves up over their face. They're shading their eyes. They have the Polaroids on, or I don't know if those are Costa del Sols. I don't know what they're wearing. Another slider inside. The 3-1 to Blanco's taken outside for a ball. The Cougars are going to have some traffic on the bases with one out in the bottom of the sixth. Jacob Popowski is going to be a Bobcat after this season, and he already has a base hit here. He was hit by a pitch, and he stole his first base in over 10 years. Kendry Blanco's on first base with one out. That one's down low. Some other scores around the league. The Braddock Bulldogs put 2 touchdowns and a safety on Schoolhouse Prep, beating them 16-2. I'm going to have to throw a flag on them, scoring too many runs. Here we have Blanco on first. Popowski takes inside. There's a throw behind. Not in time. Okay, now we got runners on first and second. Things are getting interesting. And that ball slapped towards shortstop. They're going to get one. They're going to tag Blanco, who's off the base. The Lions are going to leave 2. They get none. We're going to head to the top of the 7th inning, and your score's still tied, 7-7. You're watching FSPN. Don't change that channel. Welcome back, high school baseball fans, to FSPN's coverage of an inter-county game between the Cavalry Christian Academy Eagles and the home team. The Shadows have consumed Killian Cougar Field, and that ball's lifted high to the Indian River commit in center field. We're in the top of the 7th inning in a tie ball game. Quickly, there's one out, and that was to the pitcher. That was Blake Sundberg, who a few hours ago was the starter for these Eagles. He's going to bring up Nicky Lombardo, who was also a pitcher in this game. And they're going to face the Tusculum University commit, the big right-hander, Zach Fernandez. And that one's well hit into right field. Jadon goes all the way to the fence, and he's going to take a look at another one. Bye. Boy, you could say goodbye to that one. Nicky Lombardo puts a charge into that one, and just like his teammate Carlos Lugo did, they're finding the other side of the wall, and they're finding the lead. They took it 8-7 in the top of the 7th inning with 2 home runs off of the big righty. So with one out, Luca first pitch swinging. Grounded to shortstop twice, and it's an easy take for him. The Eagles will have runners on first base. Pitching coach is coming out to talk to Fernandez. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back. Thanks for watching FSPN, everybody. After a quick mound visit by pitching coach Jamar for the Killian Cougars, he leaves big Zach Fernandez in there to face a pinch hitter, number 11. Gavin Shepley. Left-handed batter, right-handed pitcher. First pitch, a strike in there. Runner on first base, 8-7 ball game. Top of the 7th inning. Gavin Shepley. Nice block by Chensi. Fernandez's pitches. There's a delayed steal. Good throw by Chensi, and they're going to get him by a step. Boy, what a throw. They get Arazo. That was a strike to Gavin as well. His Cougars back in the dugout. And that one slapped to the left side. Scantlebury's got a long way to go. They were playing him to pull. He's going to grab it on a hop and throw it in. It's going to be a 2-out base hit for the pinch hitter, Gavin Shepley, the leadoff batter. Cole Deal. Braden Rosenthal, the big lefty's on deck. And you don't want to face him. You want to try to get an out here. Rosenthal's a big boy, and he's got 2 doubles already today. Another slider, and that one's poked into right field. Jazan gets down. He recovers nicely, and he makes the 3rd out. Boy, he lost his footing. He was fighting the glare. He started back on the ball and came back and made an outstanding play in right field to end the inning. Your score remains 8-7. We're heading to the bottom of the 7th here at Killian Cougar Field, and you're watching FSPN, everyone. Thanks for watching. Welcome back to Killian Cougar Field. We have a great game for you between the visiting Cavalry Christian Academy Eagles and the home team, the Killian Cougars. There's strike 3 called. Una croquetica there. So quickly a strike to Leyva. Preston Bilek is the pitcher. Throws that one inside. And if there's anybody on that Cougar bench can tie this game up with one swing of the bat, it's big number 26, the Palm Beach State commit, Damian Leyva. That one's hit high to the right side. Going high and deep, and I can't see it. It goes foul. I lost it in the glare. That was deep enough. Let's a good look at the pitcher. The 2-2 pitch swung on and missed. Looked like a changeup. He's going to get tagged at the plate. And it's going to be strike 3. 2 outs now. They're down to their final out. 2 strikeouts here for Preston Bilek, and a come-from-behind victory for these Eagles. They're only 1 out away. They had the lead. They gave it up. And they got to get out the hottest Cougar of them all. He already has 3 hits, 2 runs scored. There's a fastball over the outside corner. Some good giddy up on this Preston Bilek fastball. Boy, that's got to be upper 80s. That one's low and away, but called a ball. Chris Leon, Abel Alonso. And that one's popped up to center field, and that might be it. And that's the 3rd out. The Eagles are going to get the victory here in Killian. We want to thank everybody, especially Chris Leon, Abel Alonso, and Eric Martinez, and the whole staff. And on the other side, I want to thank Coach Lopez and head coach Wayne Rosenthal. We hope to see them next year. Everybody, thanks, and come out and support your local high school athletic program. The time of year is great to be outside. Come and check these guys out. There's a lot of talent here in Dade County and in Broward. And support your local program. We'll see you tomorrow at Matter versus Brito. This is Uncle Mug saying so long. And remember to watch our Sunday show, Inside the Park.